Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the dude manning the counter, Duncan, and today we are going to talk about Cowboys and Aliens. Here's a good look at it. Starring Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford, and it was directed by Jon Favreau. And Jon Favreau gets a lot of recognition now because he does The Mandalorian. He was co-creator of it and really is a driving force behind it, and a lot of people like that. And he also really launched the MCU because he did the first Iron Man. He did the Iron Man 2 as well. But Cowboys and Aliens is actually my favorite thing he's done. Like, he has kind of a mixed resume to me. A lot of people love his stuff, and he's done some great stuff. And he's done some stuff I'm not so wild about. And I'm not going to comment on The Mandalorian because I've only seen 2 episodes, and I liked it okay. But Cowboys and Aliens was a ton of fun. And when you have Harrison Ford or Daniel Craig, you got the star power of those two. That really makes this thing work. And it's a crazy premise. It takes place, in the Old West. And it starts out, Daniel Craig's character wakes up and he doesn't know who he is. And he has this big metal bracelet that's material unlike he's ever seen. He can't get it off and he doesn't know what it is. And he has no memory of who he is. So he goes into town, and some people start looking for him, and he doesn't know why exactly. And he beats up the powerful Colonel Dollarhide, played by Harrison Ford, beats up his son. And so they all go to jail, and then they find out, Daniel Craig's character is actually Jake Lonergan. He's an outlaw who's robbed Colonel Dollarhide. And then Colonel Dollarhide has to come into town because some cows got blown up by a mysterious light, and he doesn't know why. So he comes in to get his son out of jail, and his son's a jerk and deserves to be in jail, but he uses his clout to try to get him out of it. But the sheriff's like, no, he's taking him uptown. And then the lights come back, and these aircrafts come in the West, unlike anything anybody's ever seen, and start snatching people up. And so one of the bartenders, his wife was captured, so he wants to come along, and he grows some courage. And the preacher, played by the great Clancy Brown of the original Highlander movie, he's in there, and he goes along with them to bring kind of spiritual guidance, and he's good with a gun. And so they go on an old-time adventure, to find out who captured him. And Olivia Wilde holds the key for Daniel Craig's character, Jake Lonergan, but she's not out front about who she is. She plays Ella, and more is revealed as the story goes. But this movie has an old kind of Spielberg feel where you have the special effects and you have a lot of fun, but there's emotional weight too. Like the parts, like the characters are developed and you understand their motives, but that blend really works instead of just special effects, one character, and the rest just kind of are put up. Here, everything, really flows together and it makes sense. And even if it's not the type of movie you normally look at, you can get invested. So that was really good. And as they learn more about what they're encountering, they have to get some help from the Native American tribes out in the wilderness away from the town. And so they have to try to work together, and they're taking on a force unlike they can imagine, and it's these big green aliens, and the aliens design are pretty cool, and bullets don't hurt them too much, so they got to find a way to hurt them. And back then, in the 1800s, they didn't have the advanced weaponry, so they had to use some resourcefulness to try to take down the aliens and find out what their motives are. And it's all explained very well, and it's really good. And Jon Favreau, I think he really hit a home run with this. This is one, and it didn't get a lot of acclaim. And I think that's one of those things that's hit Hollywood now, is if it's not familiar, people don't go see it. And that's kind of a shame, because this was awesome. And it's available to stream everywhere. This one has an extended cut that Jon Favreau did, and this is one of the times I'm always kind of 50-50 on director's cuts, and I watched the director's cut the other night, and it just kind of bloats it and doesn't really add anything. So the theatrical cut is what I prefer, and it's much more smooth and efficient, and keeps the runtime right at 2 hours. So that's my opinion on that. So I really recommend it a lot if you're looking for a summer fun thing that you can get some investment in. I think this would be a good one. And Jon Favreau, went on to do The Mandalorian, and he's popular in a lot of fan circles. But this is one overlooked thing of his, and I think you should give it a look. And that should cover it here. And Smokey and the Bandit came out on 4K. I watched that the other night because I hadn't seen it in forever, so I'm going to review that next week. But take care, and I'll see you next time.